So let's see. Welcome. Soon will be sleeping pad. Let's see. While she's setting that up, I can unpack.
Oh, why didn't you tell
The
me
next
we were
item I will talk about.
Well,
This is one of our new down sleeping bags that we just got. It's actually one of the new dry down, where they treat all the feathers so that they're a bit water resistant. After you take it out of a compression sack like that, you'll lose a few feathers. There's lots more. You definitely always want to fluff up the bag, or else you'll get cold spots. You got to redistribute all the feathers and things like that. This down bag, it's good for about 30 degrees or so, and I think it weighs about 1.5 pounds, and as you saw, it gets down to smaller than a football, I'd say.
This is new. This is only the second time I've ever looked at setting anything up. I have to set that off or open it.
Doug, I have a question.
There you go.
That's a nice
Sure.
The 30 degrees for your sleeping bag, does that mean at 30 degrees you'll be comfortable, or at 30 degrees you won't die?
That is actually a comfort rating, yes.
All right.
Yes.
They're not all that way.
Yeah,
It's not
correct.
universal.
Yes.
The way it's correct.
When you buy a sleeping bag, there is actually what they call an EN standard. If you look for that number, that way you'll make sure you're getting a consistent number depending on if you go to different stores, if they list it as an EN rating. Women normally get colder in different areas. It's not just a way to get an extra $10, $20 out of you. Women's bags are built slightly different. The foot area is warmer, and the upper torso area is warmer. That's where women generally lose more heat. So there's a little more padding and insulation in a women's bag. So if you are the type of woman that gets cold in the feet or anywhere else, you might want to look into a women's bag, because it isn't just hype. It is actually built with slightly different technology. When you get to camp, like I said, you want to fluff up the bag because it's been compressed for a while. You don't want any cold spots. Sleep pads come in many different styles. This is the Big Agnes. This has individual chambers, kind of like something you'd use in the pool maybe as a float. Tubes run that direction. I think this one's a couple inches thick, just enough to get you off the ground. Depending on if you're a side sleeper or a back sleeper. If you're a side sleeper, you get more pressure points with elbows and hips and things like that. Sometimes you need more cushioning. The advantage of the blow-up ones is that they pack up very, very small. I think I had it down to about that big. They also sell more like the foam density ones that fold up accordion style. They don't get too small. Sometimes you'll see them attached to the outside of people's backpacks. The advantages of those, yes, they are thinner, sometimes lighter. They won't ever go flat on you, so that is an advantage. This, we don't really treat these gentle. We always carry a little bit of super glue and a small patch, but I've never had a problem with an inflatable bag. But you got to be a little conscious of that, because if that doesn't inflate, you won't die, but you'll have an uncomfortable night. So you just got to weigh the advantages of the foam type of sleep pads or the inflatable type. There are different insulation ratings on sleep pads, because once you get that airspace, you're going to have temperature being allowed to kind of circulate underneath you. So some of these are built with extra insulation in them. The more insulation you buy, the more expensive they get, the more they weigh. These are pretty much non-insulated sleep pads, so they're some of the smaller, lighter weight ones.